the 6 a.m. megabus. Not an ideal start to the trip. But I had my camera in the front window seat, so I was set. My eventual destination was Skidmore in upstate New York. I had a long way to go. The takeaway from leg one, Pennsylvania is an underrated state. Right as we pulled into our first rest stop, the sun fought off the rain. It appeared the stars had aligned. This was perhaps the most pleasant megabus ride of all time. I grew up in northern New Jersey, but I somehow never made it to Philly. I had exactly 100 minutes to kill, so I did as much exploring as humanly and robotically possible. Philadelphia. What a city. The buildings, the people, the shops, the colors. I hardly scratched the surface, but I got just enough to really taste the flavor of Philly. I have these pretentious fantasies of myself in India or France, but America is chock full of incredible places that are completely foreign to me. Boy, was I fond of Philly. The next step was a train to Princeton on the good old NJ Transit. It had been 12 hours since I started this trip, and my stash of Belvita was running thin. I was to spend the night with Mitch before we both departed for Skidmore in the morning. I was sick of lugging around my camera gear, so here's the night as seen by my iPhone. I have arrived! That was the steps.
It's actually a nice shot.
Mitch and I had a picturesque fall day for our drive. I don't know what it is about highway driving on a beautiful day, but it makes everything wrong in the world float away.
With just a word or two, I'd like to do the same for you.
We spent just about the entire trip cracking each other up. Not only did Mitch tolerate my constant filming, but he nearly set the Oggs on fire. I had never heard anything like it.
An office job to do while I'm here writing songs for you. Strange how
after a deliciously disgusting rest stop meal, Mitch needed a nap, so he took the camera and I took the wheel.
From the feeling of being alone, bless the telephone.
And finally, there he was, my best friend, Jack.
Not very fast or slow, just soft and low, the same as when you tell me how you feel.
I don't know. We've been being goofy this whole time.
I'm very much in love with you.
Now it's the,
It's Fran.
hey.
I'm very much in love with
Nice to see
you.
you too. Let's go, Froth.
That's Froth, yeah. Froth is a bit of a tradition between me, Jack, and Mitch. It began when we were 16, playing in Mitch's yard using mailboxes and tree stumps as holes. The Skidmore Frisbee team had designed an official Froth course that doubled as a wonderful tour of the campus. Coming from Pittsburgh, Skidmore felt more like a summer camp than a college campus. Quiet, cozy, nestled in the woods, and totally protected from the outside world. I love my city school, but man, what a lovely place to spend 4 years. If there there's one constant to all of my college visits, it's an unhealthy amount of drinking. It's amazing how much fun you can have with 8 dudes, ping pong balls, and beer. Our great friend Ryan came over from Union. He was the cherry on top. The game you see here is Ping Ding, perhaps my favorite drinking game. In a nutshell, if you hit your opponent's beer can, you drink until they are able to recover the ball and place it on the table. First team to finish their beer wins. For whatever reason, Jack is unstoppable at this game. The atmosphere at Skidmore parties was slightly different than any other college I've visited. I think it has to do with the teensy size of the school. I fit in at Skidmore much more than I do at Pitt, or really any school that I've visited. Also, the place is overflowing with intelligent and beautiful girls. Perhaps my very favorite thing to do in this world is sit at a cozy diner with best friends. If there is one thing that the East Coast has on the rest of the world, it's the diners. And Jack took us to an absolute gem. Coffee was nursed, pancakes were eaten, and great conversation was made. God, I miss East Coast diners.
Give the ocean to the country. Ain't seen anything so pretty as a girl who gives me all of her loving.
Growing up, Jack and I spent just about every day together. Now, we see each other roughly 5 times a year. We have both created entirely new lives for ourselves, and it made me genuinely happy to see the life he's made in his 4 years at school. Fantastic and hilarious friends, an unbelievably wonderful girlfriend, and all at a great school in a great town. We are about to graduate, and yes, I'm shitting my pants, but I'm so excited to see where this next chapter takes us. Jack, regardless of what cities we end up in the next 10 years, I'm confident that we will spend our 60s and 70s and 80s playing a slew of old man sports and sitting at diners sipping coffee. I love you, buddy. Thanks for a great weekend.
I let my tired eyes loose. Lord help me, float down street.
Train number 652.